Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about Public Service Loan Forgiveness, or PSLF. And what I'm going to focus on today are some of kind of the background information about PSLF, not so much about eligibility and requirements on your side, but actually the stuff that's on the government side, so more the funding issues. So I'm going to talk about things like the number of borrowers who are enrolled, the average debt load of those borrowers who are eligible, and then talking about some of the estimated costs for this program. And the reason that I want to talk about this is because a lot of people are concerned about the future of PSLF, so wondering if it's going to still exist, if it's going to be capped, if any of those changes are made, will existing borrowers be grandfathered in? So a lot of that stuff is kind of hard to say. So today I'm just going to focus on the information that we have available. All right. So as a reminder, no one is eligible for public service loan forgiveness until October of this year. So there has not been a dime paid out to anyone in terms of loan forgiveness just yet. So how many people are enrolled in PSLF? As of right now, the number of people who have had their employment certified to essentially the Department of Education will say, yes, you're working for an eligible employer, so that their payments are eligible for PSLF. There's about 430,000 as of 2016, so those numbers aren't quite updated. When PSLF was created, they estimated that about 600,000 people would be eligible for this program. I think the numbers that they have tend to be actually newer borrowers that have submitted the employment eligibility. So it's hard to say if there will be like a last minute rush of older borrowers who have actually been in eligible employment and made 120 payments and are just realizing now that they can submit that information and get loan forgiveness. So it's hard to know if we'll hit that $600,000 cap sooner or later. But I do think it will definitely exceed that cap in the long run, depending on the lifespan of the program. So, how much debt do these borrowers have? The national average for student loan debt upon graduation is around $36,000. And the median debt load for the borrowers that are enrolled in PSLF is actually about $60,000. So we have $24,000 more debt than the national average. And then almost 30% of those borrowers actually have a total debt load over $100,000. So that's a pretty big difference. And what this really points to is that this program really attracted graduate students. And it makes sense. Graduate school is expensive. And if you can, find a program that forgives your loan, you would definitely take advantage of it. So this wasn't really thought of or anticipated when they started the program. So it's led to kind of higher cost estimates than when they originally started the program. So the estimated cost to taxpayers like you and me of public service loan forgiveness is about $12 billion. That's quite a bit of money. And the Obama administration realized this in 2015 and actually proposed a cap on the amount that could be forgiven by PSLF. So that cap was $57,500. That didn't get enacted, so no worries. There's no cap on PSLF right now. But had that been enacted, they estimated that it would save about $6.7 billion. So that savings is something that should cause you a little bit of concern because we definitely don't have $12 billion of funding for this program currently. And if they need to find it, they might have to make some restrictions on the program to find a savings like that. I mean, if you can more than half the cost of a program like this, it could definitely happen. So it's something to think about. And really, what all these statistics are lining up to and pointing to is that this program is a lot more expensive than was anticipated. So as a borrower, if this is what you're counting on, you need to be aware of this and just make sure that PSLF is really the best option for you. Whether it sticks around exactly as it is or gets modified, there are a couple of things that you can think about for yourself. So your absolute worst case scenario is that you will continue to make income-based payments and have 20 to 25 years until the remaining balance gets forgiven, assuming the income-based repayment plans don't change. The other thing that could happen is everything could stay as is, and you could have your loan be forgiven. You could be grandfathered in, and you could have the remaining balance forgiven. So it's really hard to know what is happening. But if you're a borderline candidate, so you could make your income-based repayments for 10 years and pay a very similar amount as if you just went after it on your own for 10 years and paid a little bit more. I would strongly urge you to consider taking matters into your own hands and not building up 10 years worth of interest. So just a couple of things to think about. I'd love to know what you think about and what you're worrying about regarding PSLF, and I can try and answer some of that stuff in my next video. Thanks, guys.